There are big plans for big projects at the San Antonio International Airport, and a big chunk of money requested from the federal government won't be coming, at least not right now, to help with that. It's a headline you might be seeing, so we're going to ask San Antonio Mayor Ron Nirenberg about that today and more. Mayor, thanks for joining us. We like to call this segment Mayor on the Move, perhaps, as you're headed to wherever you are out and about this evening. But first, let's start with that airport funding request. $50 million denied to the city of San Antonio. What happened there, and help put this in perspective for us?
Sure. Well, for a matter of perspective, we have a new strategic plan. It's about a $2.5 billion upgrade to the San Antonio airport that includes new airfield capacity, runway, taxi, a new airport terminal, central processing for security, et cetera. It's a massive upgrade, overhaul of our San Antonio International Airport. We put in grant applications with the FAA all the time. And for the last many rounds since the strategic planning started, we have been successful. Of course, not every grant application gets approved. That's true across the federal government, but we have been more successful over the last couple of years than we ever have before. So it's not a surprise. I would say that this particular grant application is not a setback. It's a matter of timing. The projects that were approved fell within the shovel-ready category. That's not what this application was best emphasized. These are projects that are still in development, but we do expect that this project and this grant application, frankly, will be approved in subsequent rounds. And these rounds happen constantly. So this isn't a setback as it might appear. This is part of the process. We put in applications all the time. We're successful on some, we're not successful on others. But this is just a matter of timing, and I expect that this grant application will be approved very soon.
Did they give you a reason for not granting this application? I mean, do they give you a reason? Is it because it wasn't shovel ready?
Well, we visited with the FAA and talked about this, and a lot of the discussion was about projects within the timeline that are more shovel ready got funding first. But of course, there are constant rounds that are happening. So we're gonna continue to pursue this grant application, and all of these grant applications, whether they're in the DOT, the Department of Energy, or anywhere else, do come with debriefing to make sure that the cities, the communities that are applying for these funds across any of the federal departments are best prepared. It's a cooperative effort, especially in this administration. They want us to be successful as much as we want to be.
And if we step back and take a bigger look at the project, you said $2.5 billion to the airport. This is to attract more routes here, more airlines here, to compete with cities like Austin and maybe even Dallas and Houston. Am I correct?
You could look at it as competition. What I would say is that these are projects within the strategic plan that our airport upgraded to meet the capacity that we project. The airport is booming. San Antonio's airport is one of the fastest growing in terms of passenger enplanements, and we want to make sure that our airport is growing, that's improving, that we have better terminal experience for customers, and that we can fly farther and have more direct connections to the places that our flyers and the residents and businesses want to go to. So it's all part of the process. Of course, it will make us more competitive economically, and these are all things that the FAA wants San Antonio to grow into as well. So we're in it together, and I do expect us again to see some of this federal funding come down in a matter of timing.
So if this is not a real setback, if there are these future opportunities within just a few months to request more federal dollars, does this do anything to the current plans for the project? Does money have to be moved around in the city budget in any way for this?
No, it's not a setback. It's not a setback in timing. The Airport Terminal C project, which is the new terminal that I think is the biggest highlight of the current strategic plan phase, is still set to open its doors in the 2028 time period. We should have shovels in the ground within 2024. Airports are such a massive capital project. They always involve a number of revenue streams, from airlines to the fees that the airlines pay, to federal grants, et cetera. And that's going to be a constant dynamic process for us to finally see this project come to fruition. So it's not a timeline, it's not a setback in terms of timeline. It's going to obviously put more impetus on the next round of funding for us, but we're going to get the projects done.
Rudy Garza approved by the Board of Trustees of CPS Energy today as the new CEO. We talked about it a little bit the last time we visited on the Q&A. Your reaction, happy today that this is done?
Absolutely. Rudy has done an incredible job as the CEO of CPS Energy during the most challenging time any energy CEO could experience, particularly here in Texas. And he's navigated that quite well. He's done it with compassion because obviously our ratepayers, our residents are going through the same kind of pain that we read about in terms of the high energy costs that are being driven as a result of the high gas prices, and navigating that is very challenging. He also has the confidence of an incredible workforce at CPS Energy who we often don't see but are keeping the lights on under the most treacherous conditions. Rudy has done a stellar job, and I'm glad that he's going to be the permanent CEO for CPS Energy.
It's an obvious time of transition for the utility with this at least now officially on paper. He's been in this position for 10 months on an interim basis. But in this time, is there anything that you would like to see CPS Energy change in terms of priorities or structure, messaging to ratepayers, anything like that?
We're going to continue to do that. One of the challenges that we've seen as a result of the winter storm and the challenges through the pandemic and even this heat wave in which the high gas prices have created a lot of back pay issues for CPS ratepayers, we've got to manage that effectively because let's face it, the people who are experiencing the most pain in this community with regard to high energy costs are the ones who can least afford that impact. A lot of times, families, tens of thousands of San Antonio families are one missed paycheck away from missed rent payment or missed mortgage payment. And a lot of times that comes down to the utility payment. So we've got to be very careful. This is a publicly owned utility to navigate that space as we get the energy utility back on its feet through, again, some of the most treacherous years that we've ever experienced in this particular industry. He's done a great job of that. I expect that to continue. And then looking forward, we also have to make the energy transition. We as a country, as a globe, are moving away from fossil fuels as the sole or primary source of power to more renewables so that we can do things that are critical to the future, like clean air and clean water, and ensuring that we're dealing with the changing climate and navigating that space in a way that's affordable, that's reliable, is very challenging. And that's something that also in his time at CPS Energy, Rudy has shown he's adept at that conversation and also the ability to implement it in the organization.
Mr. Mayor, always appreciate you navigating our questions as your driver navigates through the streets of San Antonio. Thanks so much for your time.